Okay, so let's start this off with a drop into the gameplay mode tutorial settings for Battlefield 2042. And we jump on an ATV here and head out into this world. And the first thing that I've noticed so far in this gameplay is just how much realism that they've dumped into this game. The movement of the trees, the sand here in this area and level, and all the things, the little nuances with the sand going across the roadway, and all of the ambient battle noises, all those things in the background, just pulling you in a completely immersive experience for this game. I'm a veteran of the Battlefield franchise, starting in Bad Company Part 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, then the Battlefield 1 and 5 games, and now we're on to this part, so that's really awesome. The engagement here was pretty clean. The gunplay had a little bit to be desired. However, Battlefield's one of those games that when you play through, it takes time for the developers to catch all the little nuances, to catch all the different things that go into the game, to make the adjustments, to get things appropriate, and to get everything playing the way it should. And you kind of have to let it grow and kind of learn as you go in the gameplay. A lot of the different things that went on in the game and in the tutorial mode were kind of a little bit frustrating. I found the gun battles to be a little bit wonky at times. I found some of the gameplay that went on to seem like it was somewhat out of sync, especially for something at this level, AAA title. It still felt like it was a little clumsy, but in the aspect of that as well, that is kind of the MO of a Battlefield game. And it did have a very fast immersion factor for me. I felt like from the moment that I started that I was right back to playing some Battlefield and right back into a brand new experience.
Sentry gun.
I really enjoy the way that the UI is set up and the interface itself. I feel like you get a ton of information in just a little bit of space. And even in the gameplay, I took some chances trying some different things, seeing how the weapons reacted, and just getting an idea of the sound and where the gameplay was coming from, where things were on the map, checking the mini map as well, and getting an idea of all of that. When the storm hit, I was really impressed, and in the beta, the tornado was a huge thing. I had a lot of fun just watching that giant tornado come rolling through the map. And in this sandstorm, it provided a whole new layer of depth that I never expected. Made the visibility really reduced, and it really gave me this immersion that there was this battle happening, and there was also this climatary change that was going on as well. Created some confusion and added a whole new challenge level, and that was awesome. I love that the way that they've done that with the weather software and the things that they've introduced with having these battle changing storms and different events. I look forward to that on a huge scale. I also had a chance as well to jump into a couple of vehicles, the ATV right off the bat, and it felt really, you had the immersion factor with it.
See you
it
later.
Felt a little bit slow at some points, and I wasn't sure if that was slowed down just for tutorial purposes, and they didn't let you hit full throttle right after you jump on until some time had passed, or if it just wasn't. There was just too much rendering at that time, so it just kind of slowed the vehicle down for that point. But I did get an opportunity to climb into a tank.
Damn it!
And boy, did I feel really cool. You were immersed. It gave me that Battlefield feeling. And, just cruising across the sand, going into the city, and hunting down the enemy was very, very immersive and very awesome. all things told. As I searched the buildings, I did find some points where, when I was doing stuff, that there was areas where it was difficult to find the objectives, and it was difficult to really trigger into what exactly you had to find, where exactly gunfire came into play, and how all those things put everything together into the next part of the battle. I've been waiting for this game with everything that's happened with shooters and a lot of the different things that have happened, including some of the controversy around Warzone and the cheating. Some of the things that have happened where titles have come out.
Gonna run you down.
Face first on their, down. They're supposed to be the next thing. And there's a huge skill gap when you play different games like this from one player to the next. And I feel like with this one, at least even in the tutorial, that even a brand new player out of the box could get an experience. And the tricky part with Battlefield is it's not kill-based gameplay, and a lot of people miss that. And can you get 50 kills in a conquest game? Absolutely, not a problem. If you focus and you get into a good rotation and your skill, that is plausible. But you can also have a ton of fun capturing objectives and make exponential amounts of XP and level up your character. And I think that one of the draws for Battlefield, from my experience, is it lets you set a different tone. So if you're kind of just want to get in there and maybe spot some enemies, do some sniping, you can do that. If you kind of want to be the healer, which I felt was lacking in the tutorial gameplay, there was moments where I had been downed and it seemed like the AI just completely ignore you, like some people do in multiplayer matches. So I felt like that was a problem as well. But you could be that person to go around and heal people up. You can do some of the things that are all parts of being in a squad and delivering that kind of thing. The other parts and the things that I'm really excited for, obviously, as you saw, was the hazard zone situation. I really would like to get involved and immersed in that a little bit more, get an opportunity to play it when I have appropriate weaponry, when I have a little bit better understanding, and also squad up with the rest of my friends that I game with, and get the conversations going, get the Battlefield stuff going where we can hang out. Portal looks really awesome. I didn't get a chance to experience it yet, but I will soon. Taking some nuances from all the other Battlefield games and just trying some things out. I feel like that's going to bring a huge level of changeability for the gameplay. I've watched a couple different other channels that will go unmentioned, and I've heard some feedback. I know that some people are frustrated with the amount of weapons are in the game, and they're also frustrated with some of the things that have happened, some of the bugs. I've seen some different things, and I've encountered some things firsthand. I will say that the screen change adjustability is a major problem. That's on a negative, that you can't fix the zoom on your screen and parts of the screen being cut off. And that's kind of disappointing that got overlooked. I'll also say that some of the other things that some people have experienced in social media and stuff I've seen on YouTube I haven't seen yet, so we'll see kind of where I go from this point going forward. For the channel and on YouTube, you guys will see some Battlefield content from me at different points in time. Without a campaign, there's not really any story mode that I can kind of go to relax, so most of the things will be a lot of grinds or different things. I may do some stuff where we try out a weapon. Maybe I might create some challenges, and if you guys are checking out my Twitch stream and you want to stop by, jump into chat and say, hey, can you get how many kills in this game? Can you get this many revives? Maybe we'll develop something cool with that, where we'll call it the chat challenges, and you guys can drop in and issue a challenge, and we'll figure out some kind of reward. on some level for that for you guys as well, just to keep everybody
Come on, man.
kind of going on that level. But I am looking forward to experiencing some of the other levels in the game and checking out a little bit more. The design is really awesome. I do like the on-the-fly adjustability of the weapon and being able to bring up that menu screen and change different attachments and you know, go from a silenced weapon to, you know, a different barrel, or change your scope, or change, you know, your clip and your magazine right there on the fly, not having to go through a menu and search for the certain things that you want, especially depending on how the adjustability goes. If you can put certain things into favorites or rotations and make it even quicker on the fly, you could, you know, from a distance maybe have a sniper set that it's silent until you get to a certain point so you get more damage, and then, you know, up close you just, you know, you go full out because it makes sense at that point to do
Get
anything
out of
more.
here. What the heck?
The layout, the grid of the game, the way that the things have looked is really unique as well. I really like that, you know, you get this kind of grid view as you drop in, and you can look and see each of the areas in the conquest mode and check stuff out. Really, you know, neat to see some of those little advancements and tricks and tips that they've done. I felt the AI in the tutorial were a little aggressive, and maybe I'm just out of practice for Battlefield, but I felt like they were a little bit on the aggressive side. So, in closing, really, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to making some more content for you guys. Take care and do good things. I'll see you again.